What's going on? Welcome back. Welcome back. We're heading into the city. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Look at that beautiful bridge. It's kind of cold, I ain't gonna lie, but yeah. Welcome back. Today's video topic is how I got rid of my eczema. If this is your first time here, make sure you hit a like and a subscribe, or at least a comment. You don't have to subscribe. Anyways, if you suffer with eczema, this is gonna be the right video for you, right? Ever since I was and before I get started on that, I'm gonna backtrack a little bit and let you guys know about my eczema. So when I was a child, throughout my whole childhood into my mid-20s, I suffered with eczema bad, real bad. And it got to a point where I used to, the eczema would flare up on my hands. And sometimes I would just bleed. And that shit was something that, my mother took me to different medical doctors, specialists. And they would prescribe me these creams and lotions and medications and antibiotics, and it never worked. It was the eczema was so bad that I would, start bleeding from the wounds. It pretty much, I walked around for majority of my life with open wounds, and never. It bothered me to the point where it caused depression, and because the eczema will also flare up on my face. But anyways, it bothered me to the point where it caused depression because, I was self-conscious about my image, and, I thought I was an ugly motherfucker, right? And not just that, it looked disgusting, I've seen people with eczema, right? And I would see people's reactions to my eczema, and they'd be like, God damn, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? Check out the city. It's nice and beautiful. Anyway, so, yeah, the eczema, I dealt with it for at least 2 decades, minimum. And, it's something that, hold on, please bear with me. I'm trying to drive safe. I don't want to pop up on the news like these Indian drivers that be killing people on the road with the big rigs. Anyways, yeah, so eczema, and it is something that is not just a physical thing that affected me. It was also an emotional and mental thing, and no one seems to have an answer to it, right? And I figured it out, right? Maybe I didn't figure it out. Maybe someone else already figured it out. But what seems to work for me is diet. That's what the eczema pretty much comes down to. I don't take any medications. I don't take any what is it called? Antibiotics. I don't put any creams, lotions, nothing special. What I do is I'm very, very strict in my with my diet. And people, you might not believe me. People think I'm full of shit. I have family members that say, "Hey, how'd you get rid of your eczema?" And I tell them it's diet, and they, they think, "Oh, this guy's full of shit," or whatever. He's probably taking some sort of medication, and that's far from the truth. But what I try to eat, right, and this is what my diet consists of. Number one, I got rid of the alcohol. That was a big game changer. Alcohol, if you have eczema, you should not be consuming any alcohol, because that shit pretty much spikes it. And why would you want to be consuming alcohol anyways? But that's a video for a whole different story, for a whole different day. But my diet consists of only whole foods. Anything outside of that realm, I stay away. And I know this is at least for me, it's true for me, because I started testing this out maybe around 5 years ago, or no, more than 5 years ago. I think 10 years. No, 10 years. It's been that long. I started tweaking with my diet, and what I noticed is that on certain days, like let's say on my cheat days, I don't have cheat days or cheat meals anymore, but when I did, when I first started getting into fitness, I noticed that on certain days, my eczema would flare out really, really bad. And didn't think much of it at the time, right? This fucking go, motherfucker. Come on. Anyways, when I started tweaking with my diet, I realized that when I eat carbohydrates, sugar, anything that has refined sugars, processed sugars, or seed oils, that's when my eczema would flare up bad. And now, you know, I did a test on myself, you know, maybe a few months ago, could have been a year ago, where I had a Mexican snack, a sugary Mexican snack, that some churros, right? You guys heard of churros? You know the churros they sell at Disneyland? So I had a churro, and the following day, my eczema came back. And keep in mind, I haven't had, you know, an eczema flare or whatever you want to call it in about a couple years, 5 years. And that's when I started realizing that, oh shit, you know what? Eczema, I assume, I don't know the science, I'm not a scientist, I'm just a blue collar guy, right? Where when you introduce these foods, they're into your body, it's pretty much poison to your gut. And I don't even call them foods, right? Sugar, seed oils, and sugars, refined sugars, they're pretty much foods created in a lab. And I assume that these foods that are created in a lab, once you consume them, your body has a negative reaction, therefore you have eczema flares. And majority of my life, from when I was born all the way up to my mid-20s, my diet consisted of carbohydrates, refined sugars, and seed oils. So the fact that you know, and then highly processed foods, you know, all highly processed foods consist of that. And the moment I got rid of the highly processed foods and went to transition into whole foods, that's the moment everything changed for me. And you might think I'm full of shit, you might think it doesn't work, but all I'm telling you guys is to give it a try. And the reason I'm making this video is because, you know, a few years ago, one of my sons had eczema, right? I changed his diet a little bit, and he started getting better. I don't know what his diet's like right now. I'm not sure. I haven't seen him in a few years, but that's a whole different video. But there's nothing out there, you know, the science says, and I've read articles that you can't cure eczema, or some people say you can, you got to use these chemicals and that, and I'm here to say that it's all horseshit. I've met other people, I've talked to other people, you know, in the fitness world that are what do you call it? That have had eczema, and oh look, check it out, the self-driving cars, the Waymos. they've all experienced the same thing where their eczema has gone away the moment they went into a whole food diet. And people think, oh, you know, all I got to do is exercise and you know, count my calories and all. Nah, that's not what I'm saying. I really mean it. A whole food diet. If you can't afford organic like I can, grass-fed organic food, I get it. Stick to, you know, go to your regular supermarket as long as it's a whole food. That's what matters. You like to eat fried foods? I like to eat fried foods. Don't cook your food in seed oils. Cook it in lard, beef tallow, duck fat, ghee, all that good stuff. Because at the end of the day, once you consume, you know, these healthy fats and food, whole foods, it's pretty much nutrients, you know? Anyways, that's my video for today. I kind of, you know, these are unscripted videos. I try to pay attention to the road. I try to make sure the safety is my main priority. And yeah, I don't want to, like I said earlier, I don't want to pop up on Fox News like these fucking Indians that don't even know how to speak English. They be fucking. But anyways, that's it for today. You guys gotta stay healthy. Stop eating these processed foods. These fucking foods are killing you guys. And I'm gonna stop calling these processed foods because they're not foods. These are edible chemicals that are fed to the masses. Because there's no way in the world I would eat, you know, majority of the crap that I've ate for majority of my life. You know, I was on a Dorito diet. I was on a Dunkin' Donut diet. I was on all of that. And now that I know better, and it's been over a decade since I've got into fitness and health and fitness, and I wouldn't even call it fitness. I just call it health. You know, I wouldn't change it for the world. I wake up good. I love my life. I love the fact that I feel good. I love the fact that I don't have eczema no more. My skin is clear. My attitude is way better. I'm not self-conscious about myself like I used to be. And you should too make the transition. Stop drinking those fucking stupid pre-workouts. These fucking Red 40 drinks. These colorful drinks. And do yourself a favor and live a wonderful life. Anyways, that's it for today's video. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.